what does it mean to hit the ball with the right side of your body? We're going to take a look at how you can learn to do it and get more consistency, more power, more penetration, and get the maximum amount of each one of your golf clubs that's going to get you better control of the golf ball and should help you reduce your scores. So talking about hitting the ball with the right side. So what does that actually mean? Well, what we're going to look is what that actually means in terms of how you can apply it and what benefits there are from it, because there's actually lots of benefits from it. So hitting it with the right side, first of all, let's cover what that actually means. What we're talking about here is having it so that this right side, when I'm coming from this position here, that the knee, the hip, the shoulder, the elbow and the hand are all trying to travel through impact together, okay? Now, there'll be different things happening because I know that the torso is slowing down a little bit, the arms will extend a touch, but the theory is going to be to try and get the idea of everything coming through more together to give us that consistency level. See, that right arm will start to extend a little, it won't be as bent as it would be, you know, in some players like a Jim Furyk as an example, as his arm back. But the idea is going to be to try and get it, that right side all coming through together. Now, what this does is it gives you much more consistency. So what we're talking about first of all is the role of this right shoulder. Now, I see a lot of players coming down with this right shoulder and they hang back, okay? This right shoulder stays back, and what it means is that in order to reach the ball, having to extend the right hand a lot, okay? So if we just put this down so you could actually see what I'm talking about, what we'd see is that from this position here, if this right shoulder stays back, the right hand extends, and now the loft's changed and my hands have changed and everything's going to be altering its position. So it's very difficult to really get the optimum dynamic loft. Whereas what we want to do is see that this right shoulder and side comes through together, okay? And so this right shoulder will always keep traveling on the way through. It doesn't want to check and stall, which will provide this slingshot to the arms. It wants to keep traveling. That's the number one thing, okay? If that keeps traveling, it's going to be a lot easier for you to deliver the club face to the ball in a very consistent manner. Next thing we're looking at then is, if that is going to keep moving, the next one is the right palm pressure, okay? So the right palm pressure, we're talking about that against the side of the thumb on the handle right there, trying to push down. So in terms of applying that into the ball, we're talking about from this position here, trying to get that right palm looking at the ground in this direction here, so then everything can turn through together and I'm hitting it with the perfect dynamic loft, getting that squeeze, getting that compression, okay? So it's the pressure of this right palm down at the ground, which can only happen if I've got the stability in this right shoulder and it's still moving. If this right shoulder's back, that right palm pressure will be lost, and we can see that that club face starts to change its orientation. So the position it's at, the direction it's at, and the loft. If you're a guy who hits the ball very high, this could be a reason that you're losing that right palm pressure, and probably the source of that problem can be traced back to the right shoulder. Now, what we're looking at as well is how this right knee and ankle interact with everything coming through the ball. So on the way through, what we're wanting is that the right knee and ankle move across towards the target as the palm stays down, which then means everything can come through much more together. So the whole right side continues to travel through the shot together. Now, what we're not talking about is, we know that some players can stall the body and have like a slingshot effect with the arms, which can provide a lot of speed, okay? But sometimes that's going to require quite a lot of timing, because once that body stops and those arms extend out, the wrist extends, which changes the position of that club face that we just spoke about, making the consistency levels quite difficult. So what we'd want to see is, I use the analogy of a body blow in a boxer. You know, you don't see a pro boxer standing there hitting a hook just the arm. They hit it with everything turning through together. So it's that analogy of that movement which provides the maximum force, because the whole side is coming through, providing the hit. So it's that whole side coming through, providing that hit into the golf ball. That when it's coming through like that, it means that you're going to be able to impart the pressure downwards with the weight moving forwards, which then means you're going to get that low penetrating flight. You're going to max out your club, so you're going to hit your club with lower dynamic loft, getting a better launch angle, reducing spin rate, okay? So all these things are going to be highly beneficial to getting that distance that you want out of the club. Also, because everything's coming through together, that right palm is going to be still moving through with you, okay? Which is key, because that bit, as that changes, we know that the club face changes. The last one we're looking at is the consistency of the arc, okay? Now, if we've got the body always moving through and the arms traveling with the body, the club's going to be coming through on a very consistent arc and path into the ball. If I'm stopping and moving my arms, and depending on how well I time it, okay, I can change it, but at high rate of speed, okay, it's going to be very difficult to do this, okay? It's very, very difficult for me to get that really super consistent, okay? So what you'd see is sometimes if you got it on a TrackMan or any other flight device, your path numbers will change a bit when you are changing your body positions, whereas it's much easier to have something coming through very, very consistent with the body movement. So what we've looked at there is we've got the consistency of the arc, which is going to give you the consistent shot shape. We've got the consistency in the club face angle, which means the ball's going to start on line and have the optimum flight, giving you more distance due to dynamic loft, okay? And then lastly, we're going to get the maximum force and speed because we've got the body coming through. Now you might say driver is different. I'd agree with you. So in driver, you might see, because you're hitting on the up, that your body pushes up and back a little, but that right shoulder will not go back here and will not be jumping miles away from it. I know you push up on it a bit because you're going to get more up on the ball. But what we're talking about here is getting that compression in the irons and how to max out the whole movement from that right side of the body. So one quick drill as a takeaway for you guys, if you really want to get a good feel for this, want to hit a few little sort of right hand alone shots. They don't have to be fast. You're just going to be taking it back, coming through and feeling this right side coming through together, only stopping there, doing little impact drills from halfway back there to halfway through here, still maintaining the angle in the right palm. You'll see the elbow's got a little bit of flex in it, right shoulder will have continued to travel forwards, and this is a great way to learn how to match that movement up and provide that pressure into the golf ball through impact. If you've enjoyed this video, comment below, let me know what you think. What sort of video would you like to see coming forward on the channel going forwards? If you haven't subscribed to the channel, please do so. Thanks for watching, and talk with you again very soon.